Most people on TikTok praise OLED monitors like crazy, saying it's this revolutionary new technology and all that. But it's not just praise, there are also people who criticize it, calling it overrated, saying it can burn in, and the lifespan isn't that great. But instead of looking at it from a nerdy perspective, let's look at it from a normal consumer's point of view and talk about the things you actually realize as soon as you buy one. That way you can see everything more clearly and decide if it's really worth it or not. So these are the things you realize as soon as you buy an OLED monitor. Let's get started. Okay, let's say you just bought your first OLED monitor after a year of hearing people hype it up and talk about how good it is. And the first thing you realize is now your wallet is probably empty. You don't have money for other stuff if you plan to buy them, because this monitor's prices basically took your entire salary. And the crazy part is actually the price of this monitor is nowhere close to ordinary LCD or IPS models. Even though the same refresh rate or resolution, no matter what, OLED monitor will be more expensive than others. So if you're willing to buy an OLED monitor, make sure to look for your wallet first and check if you have money for groceries and all that stuff. Because I'm pretty sure that after buying an OLED monitor as an ordinary worker, you'll probably be a homeless for a while. Because the price is crazy, probably sometimes overrated. But okay, let's say you bought it, now you're gonna turn it on and test it. So during the test, the first things first, as an ordinary guy, what you're going to notice is how beautiful it looks. You're in a desktop menu of the Windows and you still see how beautiful the Windows default wallpaper. Of course, without hesitation, you go to YouTube and then watch 4K videos and realize that image quality is insane. Dark colors are naturally darker and whites are whiter. You don't see any gray stuff on the dark spots. And colors are of course pretty accurate. Nothing feels extra or wrong with it. After that, you realize that you have to run a game. And then of course the first game is probably Cyberpunk, because this game interprets colors pretty good. So you can test it without a struggle. On game settings, you decide to turn on HDR. And the second thing you might notice is how different HDR feels compared to IPS. And notice that HDR with OLED is beautiful combo. Because obviously, HDR works like an indicator for the brightness and the contrast. It increases range between the darkest and the brightest parts of an image, and allows the deeper shadows, brighter highlights, and wider color palette. In general, it gives the monitor an image 10-bit color, and also provides better contrast, more realistic and detailed and vibrant visuals than ordinary SDR. And on top of that, OLED makes it even better, considering how good it interprets dark. And after that, of course, you're gonna play some FPS games like Valorant or CS2. And somehow you notice that the movement is so smooth. No blur, no smearing, no ghosting. Gaming feels incredible, as if you haven't even noticed that in your previous monitors. Actually, you probably haven't, because IPS VA and TN panels give you some kind of blurry or ghosting movements. They do that because TN IPS panels don't create their own lights. Instead, they have a big backlight that creates a light for the pixel, while OLED monitors don't really have that backlight, which means every pixel of the OLED monitor rely on their own light. That means, of course, response time of the turning on and off of those pixels are faster. That's the big difference. Now, I don't say you became a good player, but at least you play more comfortable than before. But once you get used to it, you'll see the reality, which, to put it simply, is not very pleasant. Alright, the first thing you're gonna notice is, of course, the brightness. You see, before buying this monitor, you probably watched tons of videos about it. And in the test part of the monitor, you've seen insane pictures. So you probably thought the brightness will be a high. But it turned out to be not the case. Because in OLED monitors, the high brightness is rare case. In most monitors with the OLED panel, you'll probably see 250 or 350 nits at max, which is considered the brightness of the cheap monitors. I mean, even the cheapest laptops can offer more nits than that. And the problem with the OLED monitors, you can't push much higher than that. And you instantly realize that OLED monitor isn't about extreme brightness or pretty vibrant picture, it's about pixel accuracy. It shows the real picture of the photo. If it's completely dark room, then it's dark. If it's not, then it shows. But you might ask, why can't they just make brighter monitors for that price? Like IPS can be brighter than that, right? If you're asking that question, you're kind of wrong here. Because those monitors are designed in a different way. You see, on IPS panels, they have a backlight under the pixels, which means that backlight makes the brightness like the flashlight, and those pixels on top of it work like a cover or filter. If it covers all together, it will be interpreted as a black pixel. If it makes a filter, changing that white color to another, then obviously pixel creates a new color. That's why IPS monitors can be as brighter as possible. On the other hand, on OLED monitors, there's no backlight. There are dozens of pixels that generates light on their own, which means they're of course tiny. That makes them make weaker light. I tried to explain it in a more simple way, and I hope you understand it. And after that, of course, you immediately start thinking about burn-in, because you've probably seen that legend about burn-in somewhere, probably on TikTok or YouTube. But you might not know about this, so let me explain. This is basically the pixel degradation over a long period of use. You see, as I said earlier, in OLED monitors, there are dozens of pixels that generate their own light, that generate their own color. Like, they're literally on their own. That means if game needs black colors on some spots, the pixels on that area just stops working for a while, which creates a different time of use for each pixel. The pixels that are located in the light side will wear out faster. For example, let's say you're in a cave and you have a flashlight on your hand. In this case, of course, not every pixel works equally. The pixels that are showing the dark wall of the cave are just turned off, while the pixels that are showing the lights of the flashlight are working hard. So basically, the ones that are showing the flashlight lights will get tired over time, and then of course it shines dimly, which is gonna draw out traces. And most people say that the taskbar of the Windows, HUD of the game, like the things that are static, can be harmful for the OLED, creating a burn-in the future. And the question is it true or just a myth? I would say it's not a myth, it's a true. But the thing is, it's not instant, and most likely it won't happen to you. Probably never, if you use your OLED monitor properly. I mean, if you hide your static UI elements like a taskbar or HUD of the game from time to time, and don't put your brightness on the max 24/7, or maybe if you like downloading game for your entire night, for example, let's say if your internet speed is slow. In this case, of course, it'll probably burn in. But as I said earlier, it's gonna happen probably after 1000 hours of use. It's not fact or statistic though, I'm just saying. But I don't really want you to get stuck on it too much and overthink about it a lot of time. That's why I think you should use your monitor however you want. I mean, it's just a stuff, not an organism. But here's the problem though. If you're a text editor, script writer, or programmer, then I highly recommend you to buy other type of panels. Because on OLED monitors, text looks slightly different compared to what you're used to on other panels. It's most likely a blurry or slightly rainbowish. You know, it's not really comfortable to use all the time. Your eyes can get tired too fast. You see, OLED monitors designed completely different way compared to traditional monitors. I mean, it's obvious, of course, but I'm talking about the subpixels. If you don't know what subpixels are, as you probably know, there are 3 colors of the pixel. It's blue, green, and red. And the mix of these 3 colors makes 1 pixel. And of course, for creating any color, you just need 3 colors in a different brightness. For example, if those 3 are just in a 0 brightness, then it's a black. If they're in 100 brightness, then it's a white. If it's an ordinary LCD and IPS panel, those subpixels are located linearly. Then on OLED monitors, they are located in a completely different way. That depends on the company, but the first example of it is just sometimes they're located in a 3-angular way. Like for example, on one line, red and blue, and on top of that, green. That makes a huge difference because Windows and other operating systems are designed for linear pixel location. So that's why it can make a big mismatch. And texts, of course, will create some not sharp angles and all that. And the second reason is, of course, absence of the backlight, as I mentioned earlier. The thing is, on OLED monitors, the pixels are located isolated, which creates a tiny gap. This gap isn't really noticeable even with the microscope, but still they are there. And those are going to create weird shadows for the text. But the real question is, does that really matter to you? To be honest, if you mostly game and browse, probably not, because you're not going to notice that. It's a tiny difference. But if you write texts or write codes, then also you're not going to notice that either, though your eyes will get tired too fast. And the last thing about the OLED monitor, after sitting on OLED monitor probably 1 or 2 months, you're never going to go back to IPS again. After the black of the OLED monitor, other black colors will look like a grayish, and the dark scenes look washed out, like it's the TN panel, not an IPS. Like right now, if you're using an IPS panel, you probably see TN panels as a cheap panel, right? So you can imagine the same situation between OLED and IPS. IPS is gonna be in the same position. And once you see the difference, you can't unsee it. To be honest, this part actually describes the thumbnail text. Yeah, it ruins you completely. Because after that, you're not gonna use IPS at all. you're gonna vomit from IPS, trust me. But of course, buying an OLED is worth it. No matter what people say, no matter what I say, IPS is the expensive monitor in the world and all that, but still the best monitor ever. An OLED monitor gives your PC a completely different kind of upgrade. It's like changing a video card, you know? But in a visual sight. And once you get used to it, nothing really makes you stop loving it. Yes, there are downsides I mentioned earlier, but honestly, the technology is improving over time. Most of these issues feel temporary, and burn-in is actually rare nowadays. And when it comes to text clarity, yeah, your eyes might get tired a bit faster, but for gaming, editing, and everything like that, the purchase is absolutely justified. So if you liked the video, thanks for watching and take care.